If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option, as Sori says. 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. A child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Type 22 if you can hear us.
DJ Mike Franco up tonight.
DJ Mike freaking Franco. Shout out to the big homie Revo. Shout out to River Roth. Jean-Michel.
You know what? We're from Lewiston, Maine.
Gang.
And there's a festival. It's called the Franco Festival.
Oh, that's true. There's also the Franco Center.
Yep. It's it's French.
What's his face?
Don't ask me any more about it. That's all I know.
The big homie Dorian. The big homie Dorian had like a play or some shit at the Franco thingamajiggy.
Yes,
dear listener,
a very
today,
strange happening happened in the basement after that.
Sadak. Today there is a DJ of DJs, Mikey Mike, you know, like Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Mikey Mike and the Funky Bunch. We've got a bunch of songs for you beautiful people here today. You guys know the deal. 4-song minimum, no song maximum. You choose the time, the date, the order of the songs, the version of the song, the video. Hell, even the little screen cap thingy down here, which I'm assuming is Franco and his crew. Did he give you any context for who this is?
He did not, but
I'm assuming this is Franco and his crew. He's from New York, right?
I don't know. I mean, it looks like.
So they go Franco out with the gang. Shout out to Michelle Shell, Sister Fran. We here.
Yeah, Franco, are you gonna give us some context for this picture? I mean, you're out with your buddies.
Yeah, bunch of strapping young lads.
I don't know which one's you. So it'd be cool to get which one's you. Friends and families.
Yes, Michelle, the name reveal. That would be really, really awesome. So Michelle's gonna do a name reveal in about an hour or two. So that's something also you're gonna want to stay tuned for. She's got a bun in the oven. So do we, by the way. So that's coming down the pike pretty soon for you.
Yeah, we just went to our last appointment and they said the baby's breech, which means the baby should be head down, but it's flipped, so the baby's head is up. They won't deliver a baby that way. You'll have to do a C-section if the baby doesn't flip again. I think the homie did another flip. I'm not sure, because when he was hiccuping, it felt like his head was back down, but who knows? We'll be checking on Monday. So if you're a praying person or a good thoughts person or a whatever person, send those that way that the baby's the right way. Wait, Franco, which one are you?
I'm with you. I'm with you, Trinity Matrix. Jesus is Lord for sure. For sure. All right, guys. You guys ready for this?
All right. First song on the list. I'm going to X out of this picture. I was just hoping he was going to say right there which person he is.
Oh, you don't know
First-
which person Franco is?
I'm assuming this one, but I don't know for sure. It's not like I've ever met him in person.
I'm going to say it's this one right here.
That was my second guess.
So the guy I'm saying that Mike is the guy holding the cue, the pool stick.
I had
there.
Mike as either the guy holding the pool stick or the guy all the way to the left with the tattoos on his arm and the necklace.
Shout out to the big homie, Barack Hussein Obama, hosting immigrants at Martha's Vineyard. And fuck everybody that use those human beings as a political stunt to make a political point. That's some fucking ugly shit right there. But anyway.
Tattoos with the necklace? That was my first guess.
Oh, that's him? Oh, shit. Okay, you were right.
Yep.
I was confident I was right. All right.
The guy with the pool stick was my second guess. So
DJ Mike Franco. See, this was a style back in the day, bro. The big shorts with like the Vans sneakers. That was my shit. That was my shit. The oversized. Remember I used to show up them oversized shorts? You're like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on with that Negro? What's going on?
I did not say that.
You did. You're like, what's going on?
You weren't in oversized shorts. You were in oversized pants.
Why you weren't? No, when I was
and
balling,
they were like flapping.
When I was hooping. When I was giving that sauce to your bitch ass ex, when I was crossing up that bitch, I was scoon. Okay.
Oh boy! All right.
That coffee hit your boy. All right, here we go.
All right. So the first song is "Handler" by Muse.
Handler by the band Muse. Check it out. Let's do it. Handler by Muse. Lyric video. Let's make it happen. DJ Mike Franco Friday. Vin Sori. Let's go. my goodness gracious. Shout out to all our wonderful people, wonderful friends. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Get those likes up or we're going to end the stream.
But we can't because our DJ wouldn't let us.
I know. I just
Our
said,
handler.
yeah, our hand.
That's so bad.
Yeah. We started this shit like, the DJ controls everything, blah, blah, blah. And then we started getting all like extra because the song was about saying, hell no, nigga, we gonna do what we want to do, nigga.
All right, yo, chill. Okay. All right, this song. Okay, for one, this is one that I turned up, so that's always a good sign for me when I have the desire to turn the music up. This song, I don't know, maybe you can't see it this way. It reminded me of the plight of women in evangelical circles where it's too controlling.
I mean, how could I not agree with that, my guy?
I mean, that's exactly what I was seeing through the whole song. Like, I
wasn't looking at it that way, but I'm not a woman in evangelicalism.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
like at the end when he said like, I won't let you control my feelings anymore, and I will no longer do as I am told. I am no longer afraid to walk alone. That part, I was like, wow, because I think that being afraid to be alone is that keeps you in a certain place.
That's just something I can't relate to.
Yeah, I guess not.
The fear of being... Actually, what I will say is that... being with you, though, I don't like being alone. If you were gone on, like, some business trip, I would be fine. But I hate being alone when you're, like, right there, but I can't wake you up because you're asleep and it's fucking 6:30 in the morning. It's like nobody told you to stay up that late, my nigga. Like, what are you doing?
You'd think the business trip would bother you more than like people sleeping at 6:30.
You're not there. You know what I'm saying? So like, I've lived most of my life without you being there. So I know how to. You know what I'm saying? I know how to handle that. But I can't stand like you're there, and it's like, damn, I did that one time though, like 2 weeks ago. I fucking dropped the orange juice or whatever the shit was. It was like 4. I was like, I can't handle this shit, bro.
Did I get up?
Yeah, you got up. You're like, why don't you just wake me up, nigga? What's wrong with you? But I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna drop this shit right here. Actually, I'm pretty sure it wasn't last Friday. We were at the hotel last Friday. Shout out to Philly Steve. See, Applejack's the same shit. It's like that with my girl. I'm like, yo, when's she gonna wake up? Exactly.
Yeah, but then you know what? I understand because in the morning, that's when you sleep and that's when I get up. So when I'm always like, that's why I ask you. Okay, so part of the reason I say, what time do you want me to wake you up at is because, for practical reasons, I don't want to come up the stairs a million times. But the other thing is, I want to know when I'm going to get to see you.
Aww.
So I need to give me a number.
You could have fooled me. You don't look pretty. You don't look particularly enthused to see me when you see me, but it's all good. You look pretty enthused today. Shorty called me up. She's like, yo, there's a tractor trailer outside for us. That happened today. And we will tell you.
You know why part of the reason, I'm not going to go into detail, but I had read those. I don't ever usually do that, but I read that back and forth.
That whole shit, yeah.
So I was like, if that's...
Yeah, I sent one of my...
I can just imagine. I just want to hear more of the story. But anyway, that's not this review. Okay, so this is talking about you are my oppressor. I've been programmed to obey, but now you are my handler and I will execute your demands. So what? I don't understand that transition though.
First of all, I have to say, whoever this was that designed this video, I had to check to see if it was an official.
Oh, with the programming?
It was the most brilliant video idea I've ever seen in my life, and it was so well executed. They did such a good job. I don't know if it was that girl or what, because it was. I forgot the name of the person on the video. I should probably find it so I can give her the credit. But that shit was unbelievable to me. I always respect when people like put out that effort like that. The girl's channel. It's called Crystal S. And it's typography in motion is what she called it. I mean, I'm going to have to look at some of her stuff. We might reach out to her. By the way, that bass part, I'm just gonna play that part again. If you play bass and you want to be in our band, because we do have an opening for a bass player, and after Sori gets pregnant, watch, I'm telling you.
After she gets pregnant?
After Sori gives birth, I'm sorry. After we have the baby, I'm telling you, you're gonna want to be on the train. I'm just putting it out there. But if you're a bass player, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the shit I want. This is the shit I want to hear in your bass. See, I'm gonna work on creating guitar shit like this, or maybe the other guitarists. Maybe Jay will be able to respect. Maybe Jay will be able to rescue us from my monochromatic playing. But so I'm gonna learn this. But if you want to be in our band, this bass part right here is a necessity. Look at that shit. That bassist, whoever he or she is, they went God mode on that one. Also, Niablo Viscaros, Devour Me Colossus, the bass part in the middle of that. If you could do that with your bass guitar, we have a spot in the band for you. All right, because that bass part was insane. Like when I hear that, when I hear Neo and the way they do their bass, also Painters of the Tempest. The way that they use bass, I'm like, yo, why isn't everybody doing bass like that? Like, it's just this lazy, we'll just use it in as a fill-in, blah, blah, blah. Like, this song was amazing, and I loved it, but that specific part at the end, just like, if you're a lover of that instrument, known as the guitar, and the sounds that they make and all, and like, that was just like masterfully fucking done, man. It was really, really well done. And every time I hear a bassist does some shit like that, I'm like, it just adds such a crazy dynamic to the song, and it's always the highlight of the song. Like, if you look at those Neo songs, Painters of the Tempest, whatever, if there is a moment where people like you get to like mind blown status, it's when they do that bass, and it's the same thing on this part. Like, that was obviously the favorite part of the song. Obviously, wow, okay. Right there. It was so crazy.
I just left a message for her on her in her comment section.
Shorty?
The video. Yep.
Yeah. She's that shit was tight, bro. Honestly, much respect to her for real.
I liked so the guy's voice. I don't know. You kept saying he sounded like somebody.
Yeah,
I didn't know
I was
who.
trying to put my finger on it.
Who do you guys think he sounds like?
I can't. Shout out to Joshua. I can't like exactly put my finger on it.
Yeah. And
it's really pissing me off. But there's a particular singer that he sounds exactly like, and I really, really like it.
I don't know who you're talking about, but I really enjoyed his voice. Go back in.
Yeah, like I don't know who he sounds like, but he sounds like somebody. And yes!
What?
He got it! Oh my god!
What?
He sounds like Tom from Radiohead. That's usually the comparison. Dude! How did you know that? That's exactly what I was thinking about.
This is one of the reasons why I was like, we have to start doing our videos live. To get the feedback from people. Yeah, because back in the day, I used to have to wait till here's Ben. He might be thinking about Radiohead. Look, Radiohead sounds familiar. Yeah, like these are people that are actual like music people that know what the hell they're talking about. Like like you thought you knew about music. Like start a YouTube channel. If you think you know anything about any given subject, start a YouTube channel and you'll see you don't know shit. And it's the best news in the world. It's the best news in the world because you get to learn. Okay. Yeah, sonically, I usually talk a lot about the lyrics, but I just had to like camp out on the bass part and what they did vocally. That shit was just unbelievable to me. So when he says you were my oppressor, that means it's just somebody that was just oppressing them. But then when it switches to handler, it's like now I work for them. Yeah. And then he says, "Leave me alone. I must disassociate from you." I thought that was interesting because usually when you hear about disassociation, you think of somebody disassociating from themselves, or at least I do. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know.
And then he says, "Behold, hold my trance formation, like transformation, but trance."
Where were you seeing that?
In the chorus. No, right after the verse 2. Right here, look. My trance formation.
Oh, my transformation. They spelt it as in trance formation. Yeah, so he's saying that who he was as a person was basically, he was entranced by this person or this institution.
Yeah.
I think, you know, in the my most immediate interpretation is that he's talking about the music industry itself. And, you know, because a lot of rock stars or just musicians in general, they always have a song where they're coming up talking about the music. And usually
That
you
came
say
out in
like...
2015. I wonder if he went on his own after that. Well, yeah, look at the album cover.
No, I'm talking about the music industry. I don't know if he, like... Because this is a whole band.
So
this
you're
is
not talking about the record
This is
label.
an entire band.
Yep.
So, I think if you're... I do think it's talking about the record label or the record execs, but if you look at, like... And the term handler is kind of like what you talk about. Like, I've said it a bunch of times on Middle America, like, yo, his handlers need to get him in check, blah, blah, blah. Those are the people that kind of direct you, tell you what you're supposed to say, what you're not supposed to say, all type of shit like that. And usually it's kind of like one of these, hey, it's for your own good type situations. You know, you're going to say some crazy shit and get yourself, you know, broke. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, if you're a hood dude, like you say the wrong thing, you get killed. So you know, that's what you have. You have handlers. So it's like, I have been programmed to obey, but now you're my handler and I will execute your demands. So it's, and then if you look at the album cover, it's kind of got a Master of Puppets theme. It's a hand that's kind of, it's got these chains attached to this person, and this person is being kind of like marionetted by basically this puppetry, which I'm assuming is talking about the record industry. But really, if you really think about it, it's any sort of time where you get sucked into an institution.
Yeah.
And then when in reality, those people are your oppressors, but then you admire them, you know, type of situation. And so you're in a situation where, I mean, this is one of the main reasons. I've said it a million times, like, I was never a street dude and I was never a gangster.
Yeah.
And the reason I said that was because I was just like everybody else. I admired that shit, you know, big, you know, whatever, people talking gang shit. Like, I admired all that shit. But the thing that got me was, these dudes in class were friends, but then one of the guys got mixed up with one of the Crips, so this dude jumped his own friend. And I'm like,
yeah, I remember you told me.
Yo,
that.
you guys, I seen
That
you with
hurt.
these dudes all day, like,
Yeah.
yo, that's your man. Like, what are you doing? He's like, what you mean? He's like, somebody green lighted him. If he gets green lighted, you know, I can't not do, like, what I look like being on the sidelines. I'm like, yeah, but that's your friend. He's like, yeah, but it's the gang, bro. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm never, you know how I am with control, bro. I'd rather die, man. I'm like, yo, that shit is for the, I'm like, yo, you gonna let another man tell you what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
With your friend, man,
Yeah.
he basically was like, yo, you better watch your mouth, nigga, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, you gonna jump on me too, bro. I bet I should. I'd never talk to that boy again, man.
Wow. Yeah. I bet.
I just looked him, I just looked him up on, whatever, you know, my various tools, because he popped in my head randomly, and he got jammed up in 03 or something for an attempt, and he just got out like 2 weeks ago.
No.
Yeah, and like looking at it, it's like he probably
03? So he was in for almost 20 years.
yeah he probably like didn't even want to do it, you know what I'm saying? But that's how that shit go. But
Okay, I
see what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons, like, I kind of made it out, and like a lot of I didn't lose any of my close friends. So I gotta say it that way, you know what I'm saying? But
Wow.
yeah, man, like, shit is ridiculous. Like, but there's lots of situations like that. Like, what's the difference between that and the military to a degree? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of situations where you get drawn in, you get entranced by a person or an institution, and then then they start controlling you, and by the time you figure it out, like sometimes you're in too deep, like you're in the gang too deep, or you're in Iraq, or you just signed this record deal, or you're in a church. Yep. You know, like a lot of times, like the church control stuff is really insidious because of all those examples I gave you, church is the only one where they can wrong you and you really feel like you're the wrong one. I know. You know what I'm saying? So like the manipulation game is crazy. So if you're not like really centered in who you are with God and what the Bible actually says, like if you don't know that shit for yourself, like people can like they can marionette you, all type of crazy shit. So
that's so sad.
It's true though. Pilly, for sure. Rest in peace to Pilly. Fuck the ops. Honestly. But yeah,
it causes a lot of like resentments. You know, like I have you guys know the college that I went to. Now I look back and I'm like, that place is a cult. Oh my gosh. And there's like a group of people that were from that college, and they, you know, they've created a Facebook group and stuff. It's basically like it obviously still bothers them, the control and everything that they went through over there. And I went through years of mental suffering from what went on there. It was like drowned out my dreams with these repetitive dreams of being forced back there. And you remember like we had that conversation about it and stuff. It was like
that shit was
crazy.
Real. Yeah.
And so I get where they're coming from. I've come past it now. And now it was just a stepping stone in the history of my life, where I look back and I'm like, well, that was crazy. And then it also helps me to understand people's frustration. But I look at some of these people and I'm like, they're in so much pain because of the control and the way that things were handled. It's really, really, really sad. And like a lot of them were, like, if you would have seen them when they were part of the cult, you would have thought we used to call them lifers. Lifers were people that were never going to leave that place. And you would have thought they were lifers, you know? Like, yeah. They went back and forth saying whether or not I was a lifer. People were like, she might be, but mostly didn't think so.
See, the big thing for me is relative to cults, being on the other side of it, being a person that people want to make the cult leader.
Right, yeah.
Is that I would love to hear a song or whatever from a person who's like has the awareness to realize what drew them to the cult in the first place, because that's something that's really fascinating. Like, cause I look back, people are like, oh, cult, and I was like, man, what's wrong with y'all? But in reality, it kind of was. Whether or not like I wanted it to be, you could be one of those like, what the fuck's you know. And, you know, my thing was I was always trying to be like a regular person, and nobody would let me be that's one of the reasons why I love being around you so much, is because, you know, I was just like a regular person, you know what I'm saying? There was no, like I was talking to one of my, you know, boys or whatever. He's like, man, he basically said like every time, you know, something happens, there's always like some little thing like down the line where, can you do this, can you do that, blah blah blah. And he's like, you've never done that, blah blah blah. And he's like, you know, you talk shit just like everybody else, like, you know. And it like obviously I don't know the feeling at that level, but yeah, man, I know that feeling. But you know, yeah. Like I was gonna send you something, and I crossed up with Pilly Applejack. And I was like, what the fuck? You were there. And then I was like, oh shit, that's Applejack.
Whoops.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit is cool. No, we have not done Avenged Sevenfold yet. So yeah, man, like that's the other side of it too. It's like, yeah, like, you know, there's institutions and shit that suck you in and oppress you, but the other side of it is like, yo, what is it in the human being that like makes them want to
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
have that person instead of just, you know, have them as a regular friend or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I see a lot more value in just having a genuine regular friendship with somebody than, you know, whatever. Like, for example, like, there are other people that we have access to. I don't talk to them. Like, if people knew, they'd be like, holy shit. But, like, it's nothing bad on them. It's just, we didn't click. You know what I'm saying? Whereas there's other people that, like, okay, I click with them, so I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Look, we're gonna. Yeah. So, but yeah. that's another point. I thought this was a strong Strong opening.
Yeah, I loved this song. Obviously, like it hit close to home, and I liked the ending. That it didn't feel either like I said, like there's, I hope and pray that group of people is eventually going to like swing their way out of it, because like if you have to spend a bunch of time like still fighting back at something, then you haven't won yet. Like, it's still controlling you because it still has your thoughts. Right. They come across my feed and I'm like, yo, that's funny. That's true. I forgot about that, But it's not something that, like, affects me to that level anymore. Like I said, it's become a stepping stone for me. But I can see that a lot of them are still, like, in the throes of it. And I'm like, oh, man, I can't wait for them to be free. So when he got to the ending, like, I won't let you control my feelings anymore. I will no longer do as I am told. I am no longer afraid to walk alone. That part to me was good, really, really good, because when he's letting go, I'm not afraid. Like, whether it's I'm not afraid to walk alone, or I'm not afraid of your judgment of you, I'm not afraid of whatever. Like, when you can let go of fear and you can just go forward, like, I feel like that's where you need to be. He says, let me go, let me be. I'm escaping from your grip. You will never own me again. And then he does some bum buddha da da whatever.
Yeah, and I think that's an important, like, that to me is like right down the middle. I'm not afraid to walk alone. Yeah. There's a difference between saying all these people hurt me, so I can never trust anybody again. Like, you hear that, like, somebody hurts your feelings, so now you can't trust anybody again. Yep. Like, I had a situation, somebody was asking me, like, oh, do you have a hard time trusting people? No, I don't have a hard time trusting people. Because I trust people to be who they are. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So, like, like, you've seen me, like, I watch people. Mm-hmm. Like, I watch everybody. Like, everybody that's, like, you got concentric circles of people that, have access to you in your regular life. Everybody does. But I like, really, really watch. And I watch situations like, yo, how do they react to this? How do they react to that? It's all because patterns with you. If you do, then I go, okay. So then if we get in a jam, this person's going to be X, Y, Z. That's why, like, shit goes down. And I'm like, yeah. Like, so I don't have to, like, do this dramatic, like, I'm never going to trust anybody again. It's like, yeah, I've been watching you, bro. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, I've been watching you, sis. So yeah, like, yeah, you're gonna go ahead and do that, man. I ain't mad at you. Go for it. Mm-hmm. Like, and so, like, when I watch people and I see what they do, like, it's not no dramatic thing. I just, like, make a mental note of it. I'm like, okay, so we got a little pressed here, and this is how this person reacted when we got pressed. Okay. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had one particular individual. He was always in the middle of shit, but then when shit was about to get really, really, really physical, remember that car accident happened? Them drunk just came out, and that guy was ready to kill the other guy and had to jam this guy up and the other guy. The big talker guy was nowhere to be found. It was the little quiet guy that was in the shit with me. Mm-hmm. The big talker guy was on the periphery. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a fact. He was the first guy there, but then when shit started getting really crusty. Oh, really? Yeah. He was nowhere. That's why I had to
slip to the back.
Yeah, he slipped to the back, and then, like,
I didn't know that because I wasn't there.
Yeah. Then when we were talking
I stayed on the porch. I was like, I'm not trying to see any dead bodies.
So I peeped that whole situation. I say, okay, this is how this guy reacts to pressure. Mm-hmm. Yep. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is how this dude reacts to pressure. This guy, he's not gonna do anything, but he ain't gonna run either. He can take directions. Yeah. But he's not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I wasn't mad at the other guy for that. Like, you just have to understand, like, how people are and watch people. Watch how they do conflicts. Watch how that shit works. And when you see that, you go, okay, that's where they're at. Cool. So, but
then it gives you appropriate expectations for.
Yeah, and I think it's important because you cannot walk this thing alone. Mm-hmm. Period. Right. Like, I was not in the best, like, so, like, I'm going back and forth with Applejack yesterday on my drive or whatever. Like, I needed that little segment of time with somebody who understood what was going on in my head. You know what I'm saying? Because, so, like, he's from over here, I'm over here, but, like, I just needed that, like, so you cannot do this shit alone. So he said, I'm not afraid to walk alone, but he didn't say, man, fuck humanity. Yeah. That's important. You can't do the fuck humanity shit. Mm-hmm. And just because people hurt you doesn't mean you should throw away all of humanity. Guess what? You've hurt people too. You're one of the people that makes somebody else say fuck humanity. Mm-hmm. So, YouTube's algorithm must have messed up, but we've got 235 people apparently in the
Hello.
room. Hello, everybody. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Yeah, you can't say fuck everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DJ Mike. I think that's a record, DJ Mike. Good mix, brother. Okay, good. All right, so that's where I'm at right now.
Yep.
I give this song
Agreed.
a 9.2. Really good.
this
Shout out to
one-
Darrell
this-
McLeod. Gang.
This is a 9.8 for me. I almost want to make it a 10 just because I was able to relate to it so much. 9.8.
Yeah, really good
Handler
song.
by Muse.
Handler
All
by
right,
Muse.
we
And
are...
again, if you... I stuck for a lot. If you want to be in our band, now that I got 260 you beautiful people in here, if you guys want to be in our band and you're a bassist, listen to this song about the halfway point. If you could do what that bassist did, give us a call. VinandSori@gmail.com. Okay. All right,
Heavy
guys.
is the Crown by Solosis is coming up next.
Heavy is the Crown
after
by
this
Solosis.
commercial.
Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone.